Hare Krishna Maharaj, please assist my respectful obeisance. The glorious Krishna Fondateur Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Have we start?
You can start now.
Okay. Now Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasad Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinavina Saraswati Devi Gora and Preacher in the Sanya Vadi Pastacharya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Pravutananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasari Gaura Bhaktarana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Sri Isopanisad ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakti ki jai. Continue our reading from Sri Isopanisad, and today we continue from Mantra 7. Mantra 7. Sri Isopanisad. This Mantra 7 gives the vision of oneness, which is a continuation from the previous Mantra 6, describing the oneness of the vision of an exalted pure devotee of the Lord that was introduced in Mantra 6. It's a continuation. What is the vision? We'll chant the mantra together. Jasmin Sarvani Bhutani Atmaiva Atmaiva Bhuti Janataha Tatra Kumaha Kasuka Ekatvam Anupashata Ekatvam Anupashata. One who sees the Lord pervading all things, Ekatvam Anupashata, as meaning. So this is the translation. One who always sees all living entities as spiritual sparks. In quality one with the Lord, becomes a true knower of things. What then can be illusion or anxiety for him? There is no illusion. There's no anxiety for one who can see everything in connection with Krishna and see Krishna in connection with everything. It is wonderful. One who sees the Lord pervading all things, suffers no lamentation, soka, from death of a son or loss of a kingdom. Because he has attained complete lack of possessiveness for all things in this world. Since he understands that everything is part of the Lord. Eketwan. We should understand this word, Eketwan. For non-devotees, Ekatron means we are the same with the Lord. But when you look at the translation, Prabhupada uses the word, Prabhupada translated it to be oneness in quality. He didn't say oneness. Prabhupada said here, oneness in quality. Not oneness in quantity and quality. There's difference. Tatra ko na moha ka soka. For one who sees Krishna in everything, in everyone, and everyone and everything in Krishna, does not lament for anything. And because the person is not an illusion, so there's nothing like lamentation. There's nothing like illusion for that person. Spiritual oneness. So we're looking at the spiritual oneness. What is it? Who can see this oneness? Only a Madhyam and Uttama Bhaktas. Kanisa cannot see. The Kanisa Bhakta cannot see that. The Madhyam Bhakta can see, and the Uttama Bhaktas can see. Because they have established relationship, loving relationship with each other, in pure devotional service. So they can see oneness in quality. So I probably give an example of gold on the gold ring, gold on the gold mine. Both of them are good in quality, but they are different in quantity. The same with water. A cup of water and the water in the ocean. They have the same quality, but quantity, they're different. One is greater than the other. So, Upanishad mentioned to us Nitya, Nityanam, Chetana, Chetanam, Ekubahunam, Ekubahu. Forgot the line. That we are eternal, Krishna is eternal, we are conscious, Krishna is conscious, but what is the difference? The difference is that we are maintained, and Krishna is the maintainer. He is a maintainer, and we are maintained. We are not the maintainer, we cannot maintain ourselves, but Krishna can maintain everyone and everything. He manifested everything, he maintains everything, and he dissolves everything. What is the oneness? Qualitatively one. As fire and a spark of fire. A drop of water, a cup of water, or the water in the ocean. So, in quality, it's the same, but quantity, they're different. And we are also one in interest. We're one in interest. So oneness of a devotee with a Christian is that of interest. That our interest and Christian interest is one. That is oneness. That is oneness. Oneness. For example, we have family interests. If family is united, the interest is one. And also, if the nation is united, national interest is one. That is oneness, that we agree, but we have a common interest, so we agree. It's an interest. Yes. So what is not oneness? Quantitatively, we are different. We are not one. Why not? Because part and parcel of the whole. We are part and parcel of the whole. We are not the whole, but we are the parts and parcel of the whole. And we have 80% of Krishna's quality. Almost 80, 70, 78%. 78%. In quality, in minute quantity, minute. Brahma also has a 78, but in higher quantity. So that is the difference. Not even demigod can surpass the Lord. As powerful as they are, they cannot not even go to the Lord, but talking about surpassing. Cannot. And another argument is that if we are one with the Lord, why are we in Maya? Krishna is not in Maya. But because we are not Krishna, we can be in Krishna's Maya. In Krishna's Maya. Krishna can put us in Maya. He has power to do that. But we don't have the power to do it. That is Krishna. Simultaneously oneness and difference. First coined by Jiva Swami. The living entities are qualitatively one with the Supreme Lord, just as the sparks of the fire are qualitatively one with the fire. Yet, sparks are not fire as far as quantity is concerned. But the quantity of heat, like present in the sparks, is not equal to that in the fire. That is the point. That we clearly understood. So now we should look at the perfect form of oneness. When we serve the interest to the Lord and attain real enjoyment, as we are meant for enjoyment, that is Anandamayo Vyasat. That is oneness. As you already mentioned, our oneness is due to the interest. Our interest is united with Krishna's interests. Says, when we serving the Lord's interest, the supreme Atma or soul, or the supreme soul is the Lord himself. And the minute Atma is a living entity. The Supreme Atma or Paramatma alone maintains all the individual minute beings. For the Supreme Lord wants to derive pleasure out of the affection. The Father extends himself through his children and maintains them in order to derive pleasure. That's all. So if the children obey the Father's will, family affairs will run smoothly with one interest and a pleasing atmosphere. The same situation is transcendentally arranged in the absolute family of the Parabrahma, the Supreme Spirit. Krishna's interest and our interest should be one. That is oneness. The result of achieving this oneness. What the result of achieving this oneness? What's the result? We get rid of all sorts of illusion, moha, and lamentation, soka. If we make our interest one with Krishna's interest, we will transcend illusion and lamentation. We'll be free. Because now, the Krishna's experience will be transferred to us. As Krishna is free from lamentation, Krishna is free from illusion. We will also be free from illusion and lamentation. That is the benefit and the result of achieving oneness with Krishna. And it will create unity out of all diversity. Unity. This morning we'll be talking about all differences, all contradictions get resolved in Krishna. They blend nicely in Krishna consciousness. Yes. So this oneness with Krishna will create what? Unity out of all diverse interests. We will not have any difficulty or challenges. There will be unity. And no material miseries will affect us. And no more birth and death. If we make our interest Krishna's interest, or unite our interest with Krishna's interest, if we become one with Krishna in interest, this is the result we get. And the effect of rejecting this oneness of Krishna makes one godless. See, it will bring a godless civilization arising from illusion. Oneness will remove of illusion and lamentation. If you don't make our interest with Krishna's interest, we will remain in illusion and always full of anxieties. That is inevitable. You see, when the difference between the devotees and the non-devotees, it is not that the devotees are having two heads and the non-devotees have one head. It's not like that. Everything is still the same. What is the difference? The interest. The demons are chinta, paramayam, they're full of anxieties. The devotees are free. They have only spiritual anxiety, how to serve Krishna, how to expand Krishna, how to make living into this tech. This is spiritual anxiety, and that is spiritual. It is wanted. Material anxiety means one is the illusion. And naturally, surely, one will always lament. One in illusion will lament. One in distress will lament. One is free from illusion will not have anxiety. Therefore, there is nothing to lament. Yes. So we have looked at perfect form of oneness. We have looked at the result of achieving this oneness. What will be our experience if achieved? Also look at the effect of rejecting this oneness. To reject it, we will simply create a godless realization which is arising from illusion. And will always be full of light. That is what we are seeing. Yeah. So we already talked about the ekatron. We have discussed ekatron. Well, ekatron is a feast for the impersonalists, Mayavadis. It is the feast for them. Yeah, ekatron, we are one with the Lord. We are one. For them, oneness means in quantity also. So it is an offense to equate ourselves with this. It's an offense. It's an offense to think that we are supreme. The word oneness, ekatron, does not mean only one entity and nothing else, but rather one entity with everything else as its attributes. That is perfect. Yes. If there is any such absolute oneness, then there is no question of someone teaching and someone learning the subject of Upanishad. Perfect logic. If all of us are Narayan, so who will teach and who should listen? Because we're the same one. Want to talk to me? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare. You're not hearing me.
Maharaj, I can hear you.
Okay.
I just thought you on my den.
Okay. All right. So we continue. The oneness in discussion can be better explained in terms of a particular relationship, as is evident by the following example. Rama Sugriva Yo Aika. There is oneness of Ram and Sugriva from Ramayana. This does not mean that Sugriva and Ramchandra have become one. Their oneness is interest. It's his interest. They are friends, so the interest is one. We already looked at this. So that is oneness of interest. So other understanding of oneness is illusion. It's another expansion of illusion. Because that doesn't exist. As the argument is here, if we are all one with Narayan, so we don't need to speak to anybody because we are all Narayan. Narayan cannot speak to Narayan. That's the point. So yes. Sublime and spiritual resonance. Krishna is in the center. Krishna is in the center. He is a center of enjoyment. real center of enjoyment. And everything else surrounds him. We are all meant to join him and enjoy life with one transcendental interest and without any clash. We saw that with Krishna. There's no fighting. So that is oneness. All right, so we go to mantra 8. Such a person must factually know the greatest of all. Who is that? The personality of Godhead, who is unembodied, omniscient, beyond reproach, without veins, is pure and uncontaminated. He is a self-sufficient philosopher who has been fulfilling everyone's desire since time immemorial. Krishna has been fulfilling everyone's desire since time immemorial. And for eternity, he is a fulfiller of everyone's desire. For eternity, that is his nature. Again, the inconceivable attribute of the Lord, mantra 8. Mantra 8 describes how an exalted pure devotee of the Lord sees the Lord after it was described in mantra 6 and 7. About his vision of the world and the living entities in relation to the Lord. Yes. Sa paryaga chukram akayam abrana asnaviram sudham apapavidam Kaviri manisi paribu swayambhu tata tu arthan vyadatat Chaswatibhya Samadhya. Yeah, he, Saha, who has been described in previous mantra 6 and 7, who knows the Supreme Lord as all-pervading, as the super soul of all the living entities, attains Paryagat, the Supreme Lord being described in this mantra 8. Yes. So Krishna is described here as what? Kayam. Without, he is described as unembodied. A common person will understand that he has no body. And unembodied. So Krishna has no body means he has no name. But let us look at it very carefully. Embodied soul, embodied. What is it? Embodied soul. It means those who have accepted the material body. Embodied soul. Krishna did not accept the material body. So, unembodied means he does not have a material body. He does not accept material body. We have accepted the material body, which is imposed upon us. Nothing can be imposed on Krishna. He can impose upon everyone, but nobody can impose anything on him. So unembodied, like Krishna has no material body. Krishna has already been explained. His position has already been explained. He is very far, at the same time, very, very near, the closest person. He has no leg, but they run faster than those who have leg. Has no eyes, but he sees everything, everyone, and give the result of everyone. He has no hands. Whatever he is being offered, whatever is offered to him, he will accept and eat it. But out of his love, he returns it. It's out of his love. He has to give from that. Otherwise, you can eat everything and we will starve. Yes. So unembodied doesn't mean that he has no vein, he has no body, has no vein. I mean, he does not accept the human body. His body has a spiritual body, Satchida Ananda. That's what it means. So material energy cannot give him material body. Material energy has given us material body. They're not given to this. That's now Dhira, the teacher. He is Arkaya and a body. Student can argue. Oh, he doesn't have a body, teacher. He is Asna Viram. Not a body like ours. Not having veins like ours. He is a person. So it's like David Devotional said, nothing can compare with the transcendental form of the Supreme Personality of God. His form is so great, Fatima, that nothing can compare with him. The king prays to the Lord. I thought I was glorifying you by choice poetry, but now, when I behold your form, I understand my praise was an insult. It is like comparing the emperor with the landlord of a village. If a person doesn't have a house, no meaning to say he has no dining hall. Right? Yeah. Dining hall will be in the house. They have no house. Don't talk about dining hall. You don't talk about the kitchen. You don't talk about the house is not there. So a common person will understand. Yeah, Krishna is not embodied. That means yeah, that's why he has no veil. Yes, Krishna does not have material body with all the nonsense things that go with it. But he has a spiritual body, completely spiritual. His body is completely spiritual, 100% spiritual, 100% spiritual. No tinge. Because the spiritual world is 100% 100% different from material. Nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. Nirasta kuhakam. All the dualities, all the material experience is 100% absent in the spiritual world. Similarly, Krishna's body, which is spiritual, is also free from the problems you get with the material body. 100% free. No connection. There's no connection at all. 100% free. The Lord has an eternal and transcendental form, Akayam. His form is not similar to the forms of the mundane world, not formless. He is devoid of a form we can conceive of. Satchidananda Vigraha. That is Krishna's body. Spiritual. There is no difference between his body and his soul. He is a complete whole, and his mind, his body, and he himself are all one and the same. Not tinge of spirit or material things, material qualities. Not 100% absent. That's Krishna. Ashna Dhiram. The anatomy of a material body must have a mechanical construction with veins and so forth. But the transcendental body of the Supreme Lord has nothing like veins. Yet, there's no vein, there's no bone, there's no blood, there's no sweat in Krishna's body. But Krishna can use his hand to kill him very easily. He has done that to many demons. So not only that Krishna does not have material body, he does not have subtle body. He doesn't have gross body, he doesn't have subtle body. We have gross body and have subtle body. Krishna only has spiritual body. That's Krishna. Somebody may ask, if the Lord is the soul of all the bodies of all the living entities, does he also have to enter this because of some past karma? Krishna does not have karma. The individual enters into a material body due to its karma. Do the same reason apply to the Lord also? So, Akayam means that the Lord does not have a body produced by karma. Therefore, he has no defects, and has no veins. Asna Dhira. Krishna does not have material body, material vein, bone, sweat, everything. Because I know part of the spiritual body. The spiritual body is 100% free from the material body. Completely free. 100% is free. That's what it is. Yes. Shukram, omnipotent, and Kaviri, omniscient. This is Krishna. Each and every part of his body, he can do the work of the other senses. Promise of it. And Ganesha Shah Shakalindita Putimanti. That is Krishna. His senses can do anything. He used his hand to cut off demons. Krishna can see with his hand. We cannot see with the hand. We cannot see with the eyes. Krishna can see with his hand. Can we use our leg to kill somebody? Yeah? What is the strength of our feet? So Krishna showed the strength of his toe. I want to show the strength of his toe. His toe. There's one toe. Krishna used it to break the universe. That's the toe. I want to show the strength. He broke the universe. And Ganga came from there, washed his feet and came there. So sanctified Ganga. That is strength of his toe. Krishna showed the strength of his lips by killing Rama. Krishna used his lips, suck the breast and suck at the life. That's the strength of his toe. Krishna showed the strength of his arm, just his arm he used it to strangle Damodara to death. His arm. Krishna can do, he can see from the back. You can see from the front. We cannot see from the back. Even the front, you can even see from. Even from the front, you cannot see properly. So Krishna can see all around. Yes. Sarvata paripadam tats. Sarvata, everywhere. Sarva, Akshishira Mukha. Sarvatu, Sutema, Loki, Sarvama, Pritya, Tristati. That is Krishna. Krishna said, my eyes everywhere. We are talking about the Krishna. The Krishna's energy is already doing that. This morning we're talking about Krishna. Small. Krishna is Parasha Shakti. Krishna is the multifarious energies are doing so many things. Krishna, the sun is seeing everything. You know? The sun sees everything, everyone. In my village, it is said that darkness has eye. Darkness have eyes. Get it? Darkness is not a person. Day is a person. Night is a person. We don't see how personified, but it's a person. The day is a boy, night is a girl. A person. So you can see, you can hear. Yes. So yes. So Krishna can see what his lotus feet, what his hands, what his back, can see everything completely. The sun is doing that. The sun is really doing that. Anywhere you go, ask anybody, what is the sun? See you on the head. Anywhere. He's already seeing everything. So what is the difficulty with the master of the sun? What is the difficulty? Why are we going too far to the Supreme Lord? Look at his energy. It's very close to us. See what they're doing. They're telling us, they're just showing a glimpse of what their master is. So an intelligent person can see, can learn that. See, the word of the Lord. What is it? One day in Vrindavan, the cowhead bunch of Christians went to take the lunch, seeing Krishna eye to eye. Everybody had a desire. I will not sit at the back of Krishna. I will sit with Krishna. I will see his lotus face when I'm eating. Everybody ran and all sat together. 1 million people, how will they sit in the front? And when they sat in a circle. Krishna is sitting in the middle. In the middle means what? Some people are at his back. Some people are at his back, some people are by the side. All a few people will be in the front. If you sit in a circle, certainly people will sit in the back. If it's circle, you're in the middle means you are in the middle of the circle, in the circle. So Krishna sat in the middle, and all the cowherd board friends, they all sat around him. And everybody was seeing his face, taking their lunch. That's Krishna. Archa Vigraha, manifestation of the omnipotency, omnipotence and omniscience of the Lord. The deity is the temple that he sees everyone, offer him something accept. We have that famous story, Sakshi Gopal. The Brahmana boy talked to the deity. He was not talking to Krishna physically. He talked to the deity. And the deity also talked to him. The deity doesn't move now. Why are you talking like deity? Oh, deity can talk, so he can move now. So let's go. Okay, let's go. And he left. He left. Krishna walked behind the devotee. Yes. Installed by authorized acharyas who have realized the Lord in temple of mantra 7. The Archa Vigraha of the Lord descends at their request and works exactly in the original way of the Lord, by virtue of the Lord's omnipotence. Yes, so whatever we offer to Krishna will accept. Yes. That is Krishna. From any direction you offer something, Krishna will accept. That is Krishna. Non-different from original form of the Lord. Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated that. Well, one of the devotees was feeling intense oppression for him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "You make my deity and keep me and worship. There's no problem." The devotee made a deity. So the deity was brought. So okay, now I can go. Because I'm here now, so I can go. The devotee said, "Okay, you stay here, let the deity go. If you decide." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "All right, no problem. I will stay here." So the deity brought down his hand and started walking. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought his own hand up and was standing there. He said, no, you come back, you go. Come back. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back. His hand went up, the deity's hand came down. This to show us how they descend. They descend. So the deity is standing there accepting everything. And he's doing so many things. And for those who are worshiping the deities, we have said several times, and we will continue to say, there must be communication between the deities and the pujari. If they are not communicating, please leave that service. You are not qualified. You are doing idol worship. Deity worship is different. Idol worship is different. We are deity worshippers, not idol worshippers. An expanded form of the Lord, easy to approach and accept our services. So the deity is standing there, we are decorating. Every day making new dress. Very nice. Yeah. Making new dress every day. That's how Krishna renew your life every day. Yes, not ordinary activities. Making new dress, dressing nicely, changing the dress, put beautiful turban. Yes. This is what the Gopi does for Krishna in Vrindavan. They are perfecting activity, Vrindavan activities. Got there very soon. Yes, so continue what they are practicing and to continue. Is it not? After you graduated, what do you do? You go and sleep? Well, you go and get a job and start doing. So after perfecting what the activity you're doing, to go and do it. Painting, dressing, and cooking. You join simultaneously in cooking for Krishna. And I saw that. Or the Rohini is the chief cook, kitchen in charge. See the kitchen in charge. He's the original counselor, mediator. So we're enjoying it. We're practicing what we're going to do. So do it nicely for this understanding. So you can go on time and enjoy it. The Lord, being omnipotent and omniscient, can transform matter into spirit and spirit into matter as he desires. That power he has. And he's doing that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, just see, my dear devotees, few hours ago, this was rice. Now it is rice prasadam because Lord Jagannath's saliva is on it. Take this prasadam to a full satisfaction because it will give you full of Godhead. Yes. Shukra. Krishna's name is not different from Krishna. That is Krishna's omnipotency. Krishna can give us protection when we take shelter of his name. All protection, full protection. That is Krishna. That is Krishna. Mercifully supplying everyone's desires since time immemorial. Krishna is very, very, very merciful. Very merciful. Very, very merciful. A living being desires something, and the Lord supplies the object of that desire in proportion to one's qualification. You should try to understand that. So when one is desiring, I need the limousine. Okay, no problem. You have the money. You have the money to purchase it. That's a desire. It's okay. We are praying to Krishna. Please, Krishna, I want to go back to Godhead. Very good. You have the qualification. Krishna, I want to see you. Okay, very good. You have the eye to see the Lord. But if our desire is very strong and we continue to work for it, we will get it. Just like you have a strong desire to build a house. Start working, they accumulate money, you build a house eventually. Yes. It's happening. You want to go and go back to Godhead. You work towards, do Bhakti for Krishna very nicely. He will give us the ticket. Adokate, you get ticket. Yes. If a man wants to be a high court judge, he must acquire not only the necessary qualifications, but also the consent of the authority who can award the title of high court judge. The qualifications in themselves are insufficient for one to occupy the post. It must be awarded by some authority superior. The mercy of the Lord is not is also required. The mission of the Lord is required. Let's give an example. Want a house, get the money, so you can build the house. Right? Get the money. If you work for the money, gradually you get there. The living beings under the influence of material nature ask for many other things. Nonetheless, the Lord is so kind that he allows the forgetful living entity to continue in this way without interference. That is Christian. If a living being wants to go to hell, the Lord allows him to do so without interference. And if he wants to go back home, back to Godhead, the Lord helps him to go back home, back to Godhead. That is Christian. He's helping us to get where we want to go. He's doing that regularly. Paribu is the greatest of all. Here, yes, I will give an example. So many devotees they stop. Some people they stop practicing Krishna consciousness. Some people they stop doing service. Some they stop giving donations to people. Why? Because they feel, I have sacrificed, I'm sacrificing so much in this movement, nobody appreciates me. I gave donation, but it is not used the way I want, so I'm not giving it. But Krishna does not stop giving. Krishna is giving to those who are worshiping him, is giving to those who are not worshiping. He never stop, okay, I'm not worshiping you, go to hell. He's giving. But some people are not doing it. So he is what? The self-sufficient philosopher who has been fulfilling everyone's desires since time immemorial. That is Krishna. He fulfilled the desires of everyone. That is his nature. He cannot stop. We can give up something. Okay, he didn't write my name among their donors. I won't give again. Go. So Krishna will say, take. Take. He will give. He maintains. If the living beings were equal to the Lord in potency, there would be no question of their begging from the Lord, even for so-called liberation. That's it. So, what is our qualification to be the Supreme Lord? Krishna is self-sufficient. When Lord Krishna appeared on earth 5,000 years ago, he displayed his full manifestation as the personality of Godhead through his various activities. He killed powerful demons without any strenuous endeavor, lifted government hill without ever practicing any weightlifting. Yes. Abraham without reproach. He danced with the gopis without social restriction and without reproach. The relationship between the gopis and Lord Krishna was worshipped even by Lord Chaitanya, who was a strict sannyasi and rigid follower of disciplinary regulations. Sudham, antiseptic, and Papa Bidham, prophylactic. Even an impure thing can become purified just by touching him. Because in all circumstances, he is Sudham, the most purified. He is often compared to the sun. Everything can be purified, can be sterilized by sun. Everything. That is Krishna. We are imperfect. When we come in contact with Krishna, after some time, we become perfect through his potency. That is Krishna. He does not become contaminated. get everything right, a power be done. A devotee may appear to be Sudharacharo, not well behaved in the beginning, but he should be accepted as pure because he is on the right path. This is due to the prophylactic nature of the Lord's association. Sins cannot touch him, even if he acts in a way that appears to be sinful. Such actions are all good, for there is no question of his being affected by sin. All right, Hare Krishna.
So there are question, comments?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Please accept our humble obeisance. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, your message.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, sorry. Yes, what is the question?
Maharaj, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble obeisance, please.
Thank you very much.
You were talking. Okay, thank you. Please, you were talking of, you are giving a difference between idol worship and deity worship. Actually, I'm reading through this passage for some time now. I have never got understanding of it as you are explaining now. Please, can you throw more light on this two worships, idol worship and deity worship? Clarify it a little bit or go into it for us.
Idol worship is
what constitutes idol worship and what constitutes deity worship?
Idol worship means something unauthorized, something which is not bona fide, something which is not bona fide, concoction. I give an example from the Bible. When Moses traveled, before he came back, his disciples have made an image which they were worshiping. So Moses showed that he was very concerned and he condemned it. This is unauthorized. He condemned it. But the same Moses who condemned that gave them a silver serpent, which is kept in a temple to be worshipped and looked upon if one is beaten by snake. That was accepted. What is the difference? One is authorized, one is unauthorized. One is speculation, it's imagination. One is authentic, authorized, bona fide. Both of them have different results. What they were worshipping was not giving them protection, but what Moses gave to them was giving them protection that they deserved. That's bona fide. That is deity worship. Deity worship is authorized, bona fide, has effects, produces results. One who worship deity will get purified. We develop pure love for God. You will see Christian face to face. But one who worship idols will not see Christian face to face. One will remain in ignorance, will not get purified. And probably I give an example of a post office box. Post office box. Post office box, the box is a wood and nail. There's only two things, wood and nail. or at best, they put glue. So they say three things. So one can get the glue, a nail, and the wood, and make a box. You keep the box in the house, you put letter there, it will remain there. But if you put their letter in a post office box made by the government, their letter will travel. Both of them are made of the same material, the same size, or it may even be bigger. But it is not authorized, therefore it cannot do anything. A letter will remain there. If you put a letter in the government authorized post office box, it will travel to the destination. That is the difference. Deity is authorized, bona fide, powerful, represent Krishna. It will purify us and give us perfection to go back and back to God. Idol worship is not authorized, not potent, not powerful. If you worship worship the idol, you don't go back to God. No purification. Our illusion cannot be destroyed because it's not bona fide. There's a difference. We are not the same. Not authorized. Government authorized, government authority authorize the box, it will function. Does it make sense to you?
Thank you, Maharaj. Yes, clear. But you also made mention of, you also said that the deity they also talk.
Yes, they talk to the pujaris. When you attend to them, they talk. They can tell pujaris many things. Yes, they talk. So if a person is worshiping deities and not talking to you, that means you are doing idol worship. Unauthorized.
It becomes
the
idol worship.
Unauthorized is coming to your own mind. It's coming from your own mind.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Please.
Hare Krishna.
All right. Any other question or comment?
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, let's go to mantra 9. Mantra 9. Andam tama pravishanti ye vidyam upasate tato buya ivate tamo yau vidyayam rataha vidyayam rataha. Ignorance of vidya versus knowledge vidya. If you remember, mantra 3 refers to different types of killers of the soul who do not understand and follow the salvation principle. In mantra 9, 2 types of these persons are described: the materially ignorant and the materially knowledgeable. Materially ignorant, materially knowledgeable. That's it. So you will see that from mantra 9, 10, 11 are very perplexing if you would take them literally. If you don't look at them very carefully, you will be perplexed. Mantra 9 says both avidya and vidya are bad, as they both lead to darkness. How is that? Mantra 10 says avidya and vidya are what two different results. And mantra 11 says both avidya and vidya have to be cultivated together to attain liberation. What? So let us look at it very carefully and we'll learn something. Those who engage in the culture of nations' activities, material ignorance, shall enter into the darkest region of ignorance. What still are those engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge? Vidya, spiritual knowledge, materially knowledgeable, material ignorant, and material knowledge. Material ignorance is better than material ignorance. As Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 43, the doubters, the faithless, and the ignorant. Three persons are described. The doubters, the faithless, and the fool. Out of the three, which one is better? Which one is better? The faithless, the doubter, and the ignorant fool. Out of the three, which one is better?
I can say I can say the doubters.
The doubters are better. Okay, thank you. Because doubt is a symptom of knowledge. Why this? Why is it like this? Why not that way? So, okay, thank you. Who else? Want to say something?
Yes, Maharaj. I think the faithless.
Can you say something? We are.
Yes, because the faithless, like in neophyte stage, he knows that Krishna is the supreme, but maybe he don't have connection with the Lord. So, though you know this is Lord, but he don't have strong faith about it.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Yeah. Who else? Forrest, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Kumara Prabhu and Ramchandra Prabhu. Thank you. The doubters, the faithless, they have knowledge. They have heard from different philosophers. Without conclusion, so they are doubting which of the philosophy is correct. The faithless, they have seen so many religious people misbehaving, all kinds of things. They have lost faith. But ignorant person is better because he is ignorant, he doesn't know. is a fool. If he's trained, he will become knowledgeable and become faithful. So ignorant person is better. He is open. It's not that he doesn't know. So he can be made to understand, and he will accept with faith and follow to the best of his ability and become successful. While the doubters and the faithless will remain in their ignorance and suffer. So here, Krishna is talking about material knowledge and material ignorance. So let's look at how is Vidya, how is Vidya knowledge a Vidya? And then we'll look at the real Vidya. So let's go. Avidya, being engaged in the activities of sense gratification. Who is that? Who are they? One, the economy is 99.9% of the human population. Engaged under the flags of industrialism, economic development, altruism, political activism. All of them are economies. Avidya. Also, the Mudas, the symbol of stupidity, like the asses. They are all avidya, ignorant. Vidya, so-called knowledge. Now listen very carefully to say why, how Vidya is avidya. Like we gave example, faithless and the doubters. So-called knowledge, that means it's not knowledge, but it's so-called knowledge, because it is mistaken and misguided. Therefore, they are very, very dangerous. Example is given of a cobra with a valuable jewel. A cobra with a valuable jewel. If one decorates the dead body very nicely, how important is that? How important of a beautiful decoration of a dead body? How wonderful it is. So if we have immaterial knowledge without Krishna, that is very useless. That is dangerous, useless. Useless. So it is mistaken mundane educators. Mundane educators. It is not knowledge, it is ignorance. It is ignorant, it is not knowledge. They don't have knowledge, they are fools. Veda Badarata. This is Maya Pahrita Gyan. And Bhagavad 7:15 explain. Intelligence is stolen. You don't have a brain, don't have intelligence. But they claim to know. So they're very dangerous. A foolish person can be trained to become something, but a person who pretends to be fool, a person who is engrossed in self-education cannot be trained, because materialistic people who are engrossed in sense gratification are always offensive to the devotees. So they're dangerous. They're dangerous. They're offensive. Very offensive. So the cobra that has a valuable gemstone on the head should be carefully avoided. Never tolerate it, be carefully avoided, because if that cobra bites you, cannot be treated. Why? Because the jewel on the head is a condensed, saturated poison that was not used. It becomes condensed and turned to that gold. So if such a cobra bites, you cannot be treated. Mayavadis are like that. Yeah, Mayavadis. Dangerous. They're very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Yes, so-called knowledge. Previously, people might be uncomfortable. But now people are comfortably miserable. Martin Luther King said, we have guided misers and misguided men. Yes. That is a problem. So what's the real Vidya? The Supreme Lord is the proprietor of everything, Mantra 1. That is real knowledge. The aim of real education should be self-realization of the spiritual values and the soul. This is real knowledge. What is avidya? The forgetfulness of the above facts, forgetfulness of the Isavyasan principle. The more a man forgets this fact of life, the more he is in darkness. Very dangerous. So, the purpose of all Vedic literature is awakening this God consciousness in a forgetful living being. And this same purpose is presented in various ways in the different scriptures of the world for the understanding of the foolish mankind. Thus, the ultimate purpose of all religions is to bring one back to Godhead. That's it. Outside this, it is nothing but ignorance. So Madhvacharya said, avidya, those who worship with false knowledge. Vidya, who worship with the true knowledge, worship with Vishnu, but do not correct false knowledge. The worshippers of the deities other than Lord Vishnu is avidya. And those who do not criticize the false worshippers, they are also useless knowledge. If one does not correct those who are fools, one is also a fool. Teaching those who know Narayan in his true form, free from fault, and simultaneously criticize those with the false knowledge of Vishnu and the true devotees. So why should we criticize false knowledge? When we criticize false knowledge, which is full of sorrow and ignorance, we cross over sorrow and ignorance. And by knowing the complete truth, which is full of bliss and knowledge, they attain bliss and knowledge. Yes. Vedavarata. They pose themselves as very learned in the Vedic literature, but unfortunately, they are completely diverted from the purpose of the Vedas. They present themselves as knowledgeable, those who know the scripture, but they divert the attention of the followers from the real purpose of the Vedas. They're very dangerous. They are like the cobra with the gemstone on the head. Not at all interested in the personality of God. They're not interested in the personality of God. Fascinated by such fruitful result as the attainment of heaven, karma kandis. The goal of their practice of whatever so-called thing they're practicing is to attain heaven, not Krishna. Misguide others by misinterpreting the Vedic literatures. They're very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Condemn the Puranas. They tend to praise some unscrupulous person from among themselves and present him as the leading exponent of Vedic knowledge. They search out meanings in every word in the Veda to suit their own purposes. They look for this, what the Vedas say that justify their deviation. Like many devotees do. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada said, Prabhupada said, what Prabhupada said we are not doing. You can quote Prabhupada said. What he didn't say, we say he does. We look for something which support our deviation. I would think that is very, very important. They have their own acharyas who are not in the chain of the transcendental sufficient. Cheaters. If you visit Ganesh temple, Visha Ganesh temple, there's a Visha Ganesh, Visha. Worship Ganesh, you get Visha to go to any country you want. For that reason, people are going to Ganesh temple. And people do jihad. You will get 71 virgins according to one Christian interpretation of Quran. So if you worship Muhammad, you get 71 queens, ladies as a wife. So for that reason, people do that. Vedic Brahmanas in 10th canto. They didn't study Bhagavatam from the beginning, they jumped to 10th canto. For rasa than section. Very dangerous. They're very dangerous. Maya Pahrita Gyan. They are atheistic demons, self-made gods. They think there is no need for worshiping any other god. They agree to worship an ordinary man if he happens to be rich, but they will never worship the personality of God. Such men, unable to recognize their own foolishness, never consider how it is that God can be trapped by Maya, his own illusory energy. All right, Hare Krishna, thank you very much. We will continue from 10. Hare Krishna. Next week, I'll be traveling, so Saturday I have initiation here in Mauritius, and on Sunday I'll be traveling. So I'm sorry I will not be around next week, this week.
Okay, madam.
I'll be late if I'm there.
Okay, madam. Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna. Isopanisad Jai, Prabhupada Jai.
What are you best at?